Okay, today is the 1st of March 2025, and this video is a review of NCH debut software, and I will show in following clips various good things and problem areas in NCH debut. Overall, I like the product, I do. It does a great screen capture, which is real handy. I look at a lot of lectures that are online, and I don't have on my YouTube, I don't pay for premium service, so I can't download the lecture, but I can use the screen capture of NCH to capture that lecture, and I have it for my personal use. I don't share it, but I at least have it for my personal use. And screen copy, it works great. I don't have any issue with that at all. I have to make sure that the audio source is turned up properly, but other than that, excuse me, I don't know what. Other than that, I don't have a problem with the screen recording. I can use it, record the desktop and move around, and works fine. I've shown plenty of videos where I use it that way. My real problem I have is in with using a webcam, which I have a Logitech HD webcam. Using the webcam and the effects and green screen. And if I enable green screen and use a JPEG background image like you see here, it works fine. I have adjusted the lighting on the green screen, so I'm overall happy with it. They're you know, the edges aren't quite as crisp as they could be, but I'm not a professional video guy, so it's acceptable. My problem is when I want to use a video in the background, no matter what I seem to do, the video in the background, before it's put up, it's processed somehow, and that processing is speeding up the frame rate of the video that you give it. My impression was you could give it any sort of formatted video, an MP4, AVI, a WAV, WV, whatever. There are all kinds of different video formats. I use MP4 most of the time, and that's what I wanted to use. And unfortunately, no matter what I do, the processing does something to the frame rate and makes it too fast. Now, I've even experimented. I use a video maker, and I put in images to create a video, no soundtrack, out of just images. And I played with how long each image was to be recorded in that particular video. I even stretched each image out to 15 seconds. It would, in a normal 30 frame per second video, each image would supposedly have 15 seconds of screen time. That's a lot of frames. 15 times 30 is whatever, 450 frames. And running at 30 frames per second, you get back to 15 seconds. If I try to use that in the NCH effects, green screen, and audio, I mean a video as a background, it gives me like maybe 2 seconds worth of each image. It is somehow processing that video in the background and changing the frame rate on it. Now, one of the things I did is play around to see if the video options and the encoder options that are available on NCH had any dramatic effect on that. If I lowered the frame rate of my Logitech camera recording, or the encoding of the output file, if I did change either one of those things, I seem to notice something when I changed the HD video camera recording frame rate, perhaps a little bit, but it didn't account for the speed that the background MP4 is running at. Again, I prepared a special sort of test case where I made every image in the video 15 seconds long. So it should have at 30, and I saved the image file at 30 frames per second. So I should have had at least 7 seconds of each image showing, and I don't get that. I get maybe 1 or 2 seconds of each image. The video does show in the background. I'm not saying it doesn't. It just is going too fast. Now, I contacted NCH support about the issue, and they told me, well, there's no synchronization available. And I think I understood that from the beginning. That is, that if the frame rate of the camera is at 30, whatever you put in the background, if it was a variable frame rate or if it was recorded at only 5 frames per second, there's no way to synchronize those, and I understood that from the get-go. But I did expect that it would play an MP4 that plays fine in any player I try to use. It runs like just at the same speed like it should. I did expect that NCH effects, green screen, video background to play properly, and it just doesn't. Now, tech support, they told me, well, maybe if you try changes some settings. But they didn't give me a clue as to which settings, and I have tried all sorts of variations of the theme, and I still can't come up with it. So I'm going to now switch over. I have an image in the background. I'm going to switch over. I'm going to go to video, and this is, I don't know which one, because I've made several of them. This is a video MP4 that I created where each one of these images, it was stretched out to be worth 7 seconds of MP4 time. Playing back at 30 frames per second, each image should have had 7 seconds of screen time. And as you can see, I'm getting maybe 1 second, 2 seconds at the most. I have tried everything to change this without success. I will try another video, and it will process, and it still doesn't want to properly do the conversion. These are videos I can try. I'm going to try this one. It'll process it. It's probably the same sort of thing where I did a recording of, you know, see, this one's actually going a little faster. Now, I don't know, this may have been where each image was only 10 frames per second. I've forgotten. I have several that I've created, but the bottom line is none of them will properly play in the background, and NCH doesn't seem to have a solution to the problem. Whatever they're doing in the way of processing these videos that are in the background, this is definitely a 15 frames per image capture, and that's the same as I had before. Each one of these pictures have been stretched out. They should represent 7 seconds of a MP4 video, and I'm getting like one a second. So it's running whatever processing is going on at NCH. When you put an image in there, it has to process it somehow. It's doing something wrong, and I've tried to indicate that to the NCH tech people, and I haven't gotten through to them yet. I mean, I was conversing with them, and then they stopped, and I don't know whether they were researching the problem. I told them, can you get an MP4 to display properly when you're using a video webcam, a the effects green screen and using a video as a background. That really should work in some sense. Even if they don't have a green screen, you should be able to see something going on back there, even if you erase the webcam image. There should be something back there. Anyway, that's my review of it. You know, it's really bizarre. I'm not sure really what sort of image I want to put in the background. Not image, but a video. I'm not sure. I can obviously create videos as you've seen here, which is a slideshow. I wouldn't even mind this one running in the background if it gave me longer frame time per image. But no matter what I do in the way of, and I even tried to reduce it down to 1 frame per second recording under MP4, and even that did not want to play properly. It either didn't want to process it, or I couldn't do it or something. I have played around. I have looked in the support section of NCH. I don't see anybody reporting this sort of problem with the webcam, effects, green screen, video as the background source. I don't see anybody even talking about it. I have a problem. I could be doing something wrong. Maybe my computer is not fast enough to process it. Maybe I don't have a setting correct. I'm glad to hear anything of anybody who can suggest a fix for this, including NCH. Now, I tried a couple other webcam, green screen type products. Logitech has something, but it's totally useless. You can't do green screen on that. And I've loaded another 1 or 2, and they're a little more complicated. What I did like about NCH, and I like about it overall, it is a relatively straightforward and clean forward user interface. I do give it that. It relatively, you know, to get effects. I have a webcam, I have a green screen set up. To go over and put an image on it, straightforward once I have everything set up. That is not a problem, and I can go back to my image and I can change an image, and it shouldn't impact the lighting on the green screen is relatively fixed, so I don't have too much trouble with that. You can see that I can change the background image without any sweat at all, and I have created quite a few background images to use, and I don't have to change anything with the lighting per se or the adjustment threshold on NCH green screen effect. It's doing a nice job on that, and you can see I can move my hand around, and I'm not getting shadows, or it's not distorting or missing anything. Let's see, I might be able to create a problem if I do this. Nope, you see, the green screen effect works well. The processing a little bit around my face, but I understand that with the beard being white and all. But I don't have a problem with image. Image is fine. It's the video issue. And I'll go back to that one more time, and I'm going to click on video. And this says this is a 15-second per rate frame per second video, and I will try another one as soon as I get to them. Now this is, let's see, this is, where was it? I was trying to look, oh, here is the video I originally started off with that I wanted to get on the background. It was a slideshow of a vacation trip I had, and I think it was recorded at 30 frames per second. It's only like a 3-minute long video, but you see how fast those images in the background. Again, this is an MP4 made out of images, and you can see how fast they go by. They're going incredibly fast. Now, if I increased the length of time an image got on the MP4 I created, you'll see that it does at least give me more than the flash, which is all I'm getting here, and it's going to process that. You see, right now in a regular MP4 at 30 frames per second, I know it's like a 3-minute video. It goes by so fast it's ridiculous. Now when I go back to this, whoops, it'll finally process it. When I go back to where I created and I gave each frame 15 seconds worth of MP4 time, it'll eventually finish processing and show my slideshow of just images back in the background. You can see it does have an effect, giving each frame more time, and this, I gave every image 15 seconds of the MP4, and it will show it. It's better than the other one where it was like a 3-minute video and the frame rate was way too high. But nonetheless, it has not solved my problem, and I cannot figure out. I've tried everything in making a new MP4, no audio. I have tried reducing the frame rate. I have put it into NCH video pad. I have dropped down the frame rate for an export to really low. It just doesn't seem to make any difference one way or the other. That's enough on this. Again, I like the screen capture software a lot. That I have no problem with that, and I use it all the time. It's in this particular mode, and you know, again, I don't even know what vid I want to put in the background yet, but I can't seem to get any farther because I can't get it to display correctly. So I'm back to my images, and that you know, it works fine. This one, you can see it's and what I did have to do by way on images, and I've captured these from someplace. I pulled them into an editor and enhanced the contrast a little bit and maybe lightened up the image to better suit. And what I was really looking for was to have some depth, you know, way back in there. I would like to, the images that I seem to want to capture and use for background have the depth aspect to them, and I prefer those kind of background images, and I have collected quite a few of those. And I don't know, it's better than me recording just a wall, bare basement walls. And some of them I prefer over here. I have a server farm, and you see once again it appears to have depth to it way back there, and I prefer that, you know, it appears that I am sitting on the edge of an extremely long hallway, and I'm getting to the point where I realize what sort of images that I want in the background, and I have cleaned up quite a few of those. Let's see, another one. I don't know about this one. I haven't really tried it. It's just a different sort of background, and it has an aspect to it of some level of, it seems like that stuff is way over there, you know, point way over there. I don't know. That's enough of that. I do like NCH. I do screen capture. It's just this one video issue that I'm having, and I wish I could get NCH to fix it, and I believe that it is their problem. Whatever processing they're doing, when you tell it I want a MP4 video playing in the background when I'm using my webcam, whatever process they're doing is not correct. Something is scrambling and speeding up that frame rate. I don't know if it's trying to sync with something or what it's doing, but it is wrong. So I warn you, and that's it for today.